Attic or something.
Ah.
It's a game about suicide awareness.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Now, if you're doing a game like that, then yes, it is your moral obligation to be sensitive to the subject.
Unless your view, or like, the tricky part about it is that there's a shock value to it at points.
Well, the good news is that it has the warning, it has the disclaimers.
Yeah.
So you know what you're walking into. Really, you're playing for it through for a message.
Like, shock value in games like, I just thought of it, Doki Doki Literature Club, which literally the suicide in that just comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And it hits hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, whenever Yuri basically commits suicide in front of you, it just... Things like that have purpose shock value that hit hard with an actual good moral to them.
Yeah.
Don't mistreat girls just for your own wants or needs, like what happens on most dating games.
Yeah.
Because you'll end up breaking actual people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe if you're making a game that's sensitive to a certain subject, it is a moral obligation to make sure that your message doesn't stray too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really only on topics of like rape, suicide, etc. Now, if you're just making a Call of Duty game, I mean, what can you expect? You're just shooting.
Yeah,
you're just looking to shoot at the
Crouch,
enemy.
get up, shoot, turn right, shoot, turn left, shoot, crouch again.
They slap you into the shoes of insert soldier here, either fictional or non-fictional, into a fictional or non-fictional war where you shoot fake people.
This ain't no Spielberg groundbreaking shit.
Yeah, this has been around since Medal of Honor on the PS1.
Yeah.
It's been around since before then. Medal of Honor was an arcade game at one point.
Yeah. And even then, there is an argument, or, well, I guess I'll just save it because it doesn't fit the question. Anyways, I forgot which question we were on.
We were on the moral obligations.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Oh boy. If a female character is over-sexualized in a video game, then is that better than or worse than a male character being over-sexualized? Why or why not?
It's not worse. And say all you want, a male and a female, they're humans. They're equal. If they're both over-sexualized, it's just as bad as if the other one's over-sexualized. It's not worse if one's over-sexualized, and it's not better if another one is. You're the same type of race. You're human. It's a game as well. On top of it being just the fact of being fair. If one's over-sexualized, the other's over-sexualized. It's just as bad.
Yeah. I agree with what he was saying. And a lot of the issue, though, with that is it's mostly society. And I know everyone can joke about it, laugh about it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the view of male versus female. Whereas females are 90% the victim, and males are just kind of thrown to the wayside.
Yeah.
The issue arises...
And if they're not, they're viewed as gay.
Exactly. And the issue becomes in, though, is the female or male character of age. Now, if they're underage, it's a big fucking problem.
Yes.
That is an issue no matter what. It would be... I mean, it's still the same either way, but...
Yeah.
It's a lot of societal views.
Yeah.
But like he said, if it's male or female, it's the same. If it's supposed to be equal rights, then shouldn't it be the same?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Personally, yeah, it should be the same as the ethical way of saying, is the ethical thing to say. What I would actually say whenever behind closed doors, I bet, would probably be, I'd like to see the over-sexualized woman, because I know myself. I can't control my dick.
Well, hell, I'm not adverse to admitting when a man looks good. I'm personally in love with Keanu Reeves and Ryan Reynolds.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all? And I ain't gonna lie, I'd go gay for Wade or Mark off of Lord Minion or Mark off of YouTube.
Hey, Mark, you watching?
Probably not. We're too small fry for you, Bodo. But Wade,
Our comedy's too one brain.
yeah. Now Wade, if you're listening, oh,
Call me.
I'm straight as can be, but you're a good-looking man.
Shuttle, don't. I know what you're about to do. But, anyways, I've actually got an unfair advantage on this one because I've actually done sociology readings on this very topic. Over sex, gender, you know, the usual shit.
Yeah, we should preface this that he is the only one with actually any sociology. Me and the other guy are just kind of here.
And even that, I don't believe me on everything because, for God's sake, it's beginner level sociology. So, yeah, don't take what I say with a grain of salt. Which, if you're not, what the hell are you doing?
We're
Anyways.
literally just three randos sitting here talking. Why do you believe us? It's the problem with the internet these days.
Yeah,
Believe
anyways.
anything you see.
Everything you hear or see on the internet, old buddos.
Anyways.
Sorry about that.
But basically, society is more focused on sexualizing a woman and making the male seem stern, determined, and basically like
Stoic.
the protector. It's like turning...
kind of like stalwart and stoic.
Yeah, they keep going back, or the stereotypes that keep getting presented is the woman being vulnerable and helpless, and the male being overprotective and surrounding her.
So it's like we in The Nanny or I Love Lucy.
Yeah, basically
Actually, no,
anything from 1950s.
Actually, I'll say that I Love Lucy is one of those shows that were kind of different from Orion then, because it was focused on Lucy being strong.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Even then, it's got its faults because, you know...
It's still around the 60s and 50s.
Yeah. But, anyways, what it said was actually very interesting because every woman that is posed like that puts them in the perspective of they are the one... It's a woman being observed, and it's the man observing the woman.
Yeah.
It's always how the man would like a woman to seem.
I thought that was like your phone.
No, that's Shadow. Don't worry, he cries.
That's sad. I'm sad.
Don't worry, he does that from
I
time to
love
time.
you, Shadow. It's okay.
He does that from time to time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Sounds
about
like a
it.
steam train.
He's missing Auga.
So many games.
Anyways,
Shit, we went off topic again.
yes. Anyways, basically, even whenever they're trying to show the LGBTQ men, they sexualize them as being feminine or looking like a woman and being vulnerable and what society deems women should look like.
Yeah.
That's why most games that over-sexualize in general is just looking to get more players to come to it. Like Mortal Kombat is infamous for doing things like that.
Yeah. If I'm going based off of a game that over-sexualizes just to get more players, I would actually have to go with a lot of like Nintendo releases. Yeah, because like even with Mortal Kombat being extremely sexualized,
Yeah.
you rip a lot of their body up in the fight. It's more about the blood and gore.
Oh yeah,
That's over the focus of Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yes, they're sexualized, but a
Well,
lot of
that's
their,
like a side thing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's sexualized, but a lot of their costumes are actually kind of modded for the way they fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for Jade, Katana, and was it Mylene, something like
Melina.
that? Melina. They use a lot of like wheel kicks and stuff, and if you have pants or shorts on, it decreases the range of your hip mobility, which is where their fighting style would be based in.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, but it
It
is
still highly
something.
sexualized.
Yes, I mean,
And then you've got characters like Shiva, the four-armed titties flopping around Gora-looking woman.
It just had
Strong.
fucking string of floss hiding her nipples.
A
Yeah,
strong, independent woman.
she'll stomp on you for fun.
I'd like that.
Hearing the whole thing about the sexualizing things,
Yeah.
and about Mortal Kombat and how it's got that light sexualization, but there's another game that's lesser known, but it's not extremely so unknown that no one would know about it. Senran Kagura, based off the anime series, I believe. I don't know the exact history about the games, but I think it's based off an anime of the same name. But that game, you play as this group of girls. They're ninjas, and as you fight, their clothes starts to rip off. Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
While it doesn't show any full nudity, it still shows plenty of things, and then it'll have big flashes of or shining lights on them.
Or clouds.
Yeah, or clouds.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, a lot of show turned video game anime games.
They got a lot of fan service.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the cornerstone of an anime. If you don't have fan service, you better have a damn good story or a damn good animation sequence.
And as bad as it may sound to say, and I'm not trying to sound offensive, it could be because it's kind of a thing in Japan to make stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's part of their culture. Like I said, they're a lot more accepting of stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of the females over there will defend it.
Yeah.
So a good example of that is the show, what's it called? Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
That whole thing.
Everyone was so angry about her proportions being unrealistic, and social media flooded with pictures of women that are naturally proportioned the exact same way. It's just, like I said, it's a lot of snowflakes in some areas, and then in other areas it's completely justified.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an entire thing. I don't believe it's too taboo for games because, hell, it's already in society.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's not just games that does this.
Yeah,
I mean, there's makeup commercials that have half-ass naked women when they're trying to sell makeup.
Yeah. I got before we rant too much on this shit.
Yeah.
If a video game depicts the player character as a sexual minority, aka
Gay, lesbian, etc.
homosexual, bisexual, etc. And the main antagonist as heterosexual, then is that more preferable than an alternative that makes no mention of sexuality? Why or why not?
I'll be in the middle ground again, because I feel like if the game starts off with the main character having that as part of their background and backstory, then it adds to the story. But if you just slap it on them in the middle of the story, like, oh hey, this is fact now, then there was no point.
Yeah.
On the other token, a great game that doesn't really mention sexual orientations like Pokemon. Millions of people love that damn game. I am one of those people.
Yeah.
But you don't need to mention all these hot button topics to make a good game.
Yeah.
I don't have a preference over either one, honestly. I like story, and I know that sounds dumb because I said Pokemon, and Pokemon's whole story is start game, get this animal.
Gotta catch 'em all!
Exactly. Get an animal from this old guy, beat up these other animals, become the greatest animal beater.
Yeah.
End story. But I still like story.
Yeah.
I'd say if it introduces that fact of them being whatever they are throughout the story, then it's fine, kind of like what he was saying. But never finish the game and like wait until a little bit after it's came out to be like, oh, insert characters, here is insert